What's up, my wizards? Dev from SBMTG. I got some goblins with magic origins for you today. A lot of people have been excited about that, so here it is. Well, we got 21 creatures in this deck, all of which are goblins. And let's go ahead and tell you that we've got, like, what, 9 1-drops here? Yeah, exactly. We're playing 4 Foundry-Street Denizen, always important to the mono-red aggro deck, and no different here. We're playing, Dragon Fodder, Hordeling Outburst, so that only makes it better too. Probably the best 1-drop goblin we have. We're playing 2 copies of Frenzied Goblin. This is usually a 4 of in mono-red aggro. I have sort of split the difference here, but we still want to play Frenzied Goblin. We want to get our dudes through, especially including, Piledriver, Rabblemaster. We want to get creatures out of the way. Frenzied Goblin's still super good at that. Definitely want to play some copies of it. And hey, it's a goblin. And we're playing 3 copies in this 1-drop slot of Glory Chaser, Goblin Glory Chaser. Well, I wanted to play this card just because Origins is coming out and I know people are interested in it. It is quite a good card. It nearly always activates Renown, even sometimes against other aggro, because they may not want to trade, which often they will have to trade. Because even if they play, a 2-power guy on their first turn, it's often a 1 toughness guy. They don't want to trade their Kithion or anything like that against white aggro. So usually you'll get this guy through to activate his Renown. And once you do, the Menace is seriously no joke. A lot of value on this guy once you activate Renown, which in no way is hard to do. Not really at all. If they drop Caryatid on their second turn, things obviously get significantly harder, but a lot of the times you'll be able to swing through, especially on the play. It's very easy to make this guy work, and he works very, very well. On to the 2-drops. We're playing 4 copies of Goblin Piledriver because we absolutely must. Goblin Piledriver is he's a steamroller, he's a wrecking ball, he's absolutely crazy. It's just a rolling ball of butcher knives. He gets huge, especially late into the game, 3rd, 4th, 5th turn, and he's just unfreaking believable. Followed up by Goblin Rabblemaster or Hordeling Outburst. This guy is a nightmare, especially for blue once he resolves. So, yeah, gotta play 4 copies of this. I really cannot overstate how important this card is. It gets absolutely enormous pretty much every game. We're playing 4 copies of Subterranean Scout. Started off as 3 copies, but since we're down to 2 copies of Frenzied Goblin, we definitely need ways to keep them from blocking. And ultimately, I decided not to play Goblin Heel Cutter in this deck. There was a 2 of, came a 1 of, decided I didn't want it that much. It could be in the sideboard, though, or in the main. Let me know how you feel about that. Heel Cutter is a very good card. But I ended up playing 4 Scouts because obviously you can follow Rabblemaster, or you can follow Piledriver with this very, very, very well. You can, guarantee the Renown is activated on Glory Chaser by dropping this second turn. Has an awful lot of applications and is a very good top deck because obviously you can top deck this any point in the game, play it, make Rabblemaster unblockable, swing in, and now he's huge and unblockable. Also good on Goblin Rabblemaster, protects him from blockers that would otherwise kill him. So there's a lot of good to be said about Subterranean Scout. I think it's a fantastic card. And finally, the granddaddy, the OG 4 copies of Goblin Rabblemaster. The guy's been tearing up the format for over a year and a half now. Got to be in this Goblins themed deck. He's going to be in mono-red aggro one way or the other. He's going to be in a Tarko aggro. He's going to be in a lot of aggro strategies that have access to red. Doesn't matter if they play 3 colors. So yeah, definitely 4 copies of Rabblemaster. There's no reason to babble on about this guy. He and Piledriver make the deck a deck. We're playing 19 spells here. Let me tell you about my burn first. We got 3 copies of Lightning Strike, 1 copy of Wild Slash, and 4 copies of Stoke the Flames. A lot of decks will play 4 Wild Slash, 4 Strikes. Some will play 4 Wild Slash, 4 Magma Jet. Some will, play 4 Lightning Strike, 4 Magma Jet. We're playing no Magma Jets. We are playing 1 copy of Slash. We're playing 4 copies of Strike, or 3 copies of Strike, excuse me, and 4 copies of Stoke always. Always play 4 copies of Stoke. Reasons for that, because it's ridiculous, and on to this, we're playing 4 copies of Dragon Fodder and 4 copies of Hordeling Outburst. Yeah, we absolutely need these to make us tick too. These obviously make things like Rabblemaster and Piledriver incredible. So no reason not to play as many copies of these as we can. And again, they enable Stoke the Flames to be a thing, and Stoke the Flames is just freaking crazy. So play 4 copies of both token generators, I think. And we're playing 3 copies of Obelisk of Urd. Obelisk is really, really good, believe it or not. Some people would want to play Atarka's Command, I think, in this slot and play green-red. Go for it. I think Atarka Goblins is going to probably be a thing. But I really, really like Obelisk. Again, we're playing tons of tokens, tons of other goblins, and we will be able to convoke this out super duper easy. +2/+2 is no joke, and we can often swing for alpha the turn we play this, even if we have to convoke a couple of creatures to do it. So I love this card, it turns out. And I have seen this in a couple of mono-red aggro builds even before Origins, so I do in fact love this card. And when it comes down, you know, a lot of players have no idea that you're playing this, first of all. And when it comes down, it just wrecks the math of that turn and every turn after it. +2/+2 is just insane. I thought about playing Hall of Triumph in this slot. I just really want +2/+2. And we can convoke this easy. Easy peasy. So definitely doing this. We are just playing 20 lands in this deck. We're playing 17 mountains and 3 red fetches. I guess Bloodstained Mire. That's really cheap right now. The reason for that, I've had people ask me this before, is so we can thin our deck and not draw land when we don't need it later on in the game. We'll draw gas, creatures, burn, stuff like that. And we do not really care that much about our life total. So we want to thin our deck, enabling better draws later in the game. Here's our board right here. It's fairly standard for mono-red aggro right now in this meta. We need the 4 Eidolons of the Great Revel. It definitely helps us out against control and mid-range decks, obviously. Mostly control decks is what you play this against because counterspells and removal, for instance. Searing Blood against other aggro decks. Smash the Smithereens I want to try out, not just against Perilous Fall, but against other decks that might play artifacts once Origins becomes a thing. Because I don't know if that blue-red, that Is It or Artifacts deck is going to be a thing. It's probably not, but it might be at your F&M. So that's why I'm suggesting to put in Smash. Once you can actually get that extra 3 damage off, destroy their Perilous Vault or their Thopter or whatever they're trying to do to you, then that's extra 3 damage is insane. That's very good. Here are the power rankings for this deck as I see them right this second. Obviously, we don't know what the meta is going to be like when Origins comes out just yet. A couple of people have some good ideas. I think that Origins is probably going to shake up the meta a good bit, but we can be pretty confident that Goblins is a thing. Definitely looks strong to me, although obviously not a whole lot of defense. It's not resilient. If you get board wiped or if you get your key creatures removed, you're going to be in a fair amount of trouble. You're going to have a bad time. So, and there's not much that red really has to protect things. But I think this is a very strong deck, to be honest with you, from the way things are right now in this meta. Yeah, I mean, there are things that we could have played in this deck, definitely. Some people would want to see combat tricks and things like Teamer Battle Rage, Titan Strength, but I went more pure aggro for this deck, and I wanted to get as much value out of Rabblemaster and Piledriver as I possibly could. That's sort of the whole philosophy of the deck. And, you know, late game burn, early game burn to get rid of their creatures and attack through their goblins. I mean, it's a very traditional red aggro deck, but we get ridiculous amounts of power and value out of a couple of key creatures, and it's pretty consistent in doing that too, you know? So I really, really think this deck is going to be a thing. It might take a slightly different form than we see it take right now, but I don't think it's going to be too much different. I wonder if people are going to play Subterranean Scout, or in what multiples people will play Goblin Glory Chaser. I really wonder about that. So let me know how you feel about this. I think it's really competitive right now, but again, we don't know what the meta is going to be like. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I've got something really cool coming up, or at least I think it's cool. I've been wanting to do it since I've seen a few of these Origins cards. It's going to be black-red Alesha, and that's going to be awesome. I think that deck looks really powerful. I'm not going to tell you too much more about it, but I've been playtesting it a little bit. It was going to be Jund with Collected Company. Decided to just go black-red with Alesha. Let me know which one you'd want to see more. I think black-red with Alesha is a little more consistent, but Collected Company is Collected Company. And also Magic Origins spoilers, set reviews coming up soon, so make sure you sub. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, my wizards.